Hello everyone and welcome to another Midnight Hunt draft, and this time it is a traditional draft, best of 3, and it's a pretty easy first pick. Morbid Opportunist, most likely the best uncommon in the set, and the rare is not um, a card you would want to first pick here, just a dual land, so very easy Morbid Opportunist here. I do have a nice black-green card here. I'm not a too big fan of the black-green deck, but if you get some eccentric farmers, you can maybe utilize the flashback spells nicely. I'm not sure if this is gonna table, but if no one is black-green, this could table. But now I'll just take the opportunist, and basically every color combination will be, open. I'm not going to force any specific one here right now. I think I passed the Delver of Secrets. It's not that great of a card. I guess in a very spell-heavy blue-red deck it could work, and I think blue-black could be a spell-heavy archetype too. It would be maybe fun to play a deck which has 2 Delvers, but it's not going to be the pick here. I think the pick is the Corpse Gobble. It's a pretty sweet card. And there's also some other good stuff like a Flip the Switch is a decent counterspell in this set, because it gives you the Decayed Zombie, which you can utilize in a number of ways. So I think I still like the Corpse Gobble slightly more, and I'm just going to take it here. Alright, so, well, there is a Unnatural Moonrise. If the red-green deck would be good, this might be an interesting pick. Now I am still open to drafting red-green. I'm just not going to move into that archetype unless I get something very, very good for that. Maybe like a bomb rare that is both red and green, or just very good individual red and green cards. I could move to that direction. Of course, that's not the case now. And Geistwave versus Bat Whisperer, I think, is the choice. I'm willing to stay blue-black here. There's nothing that amazing in this pack that makes me want to switch the colors. Do I want to have the Bounce or the Bat Whisperer? I think I quite like it, but then again, picking a 4-drop this early in the draft might be a bit questionable, but whatever, I'm just taking it anyway. Now, there is a Grizzly Goal here, and there's some... There is a Startle, but of course blue seems to be cut a little bit here. Startle is fine, but I'm just slightly worried about blue maybe not being that open. Now I could take something like a Novice Occultist or a Shady Traveler, which I think are both decent mono black cards, but then again they are just like in the category of random playables, whereas Grizzly Gold is really good. And the only reason actually I'm thinking about it here is that the uncommon, the Zombify effect with flashback might come back to me at pick number 9. So I think I'm gonna try it, because yeah, as you can see, blue isn't really that open here. The other Worldly Gaze wouldn't be interesting here. Now Willow Geist says, whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, this gets an additional counter. There's also a Blood Tithe Collector, which is completely fine, but maybe I could... I don't know though, I don't have any flashback spells yet. How good is the Blood Tithe Collector? I think I maybe want to try the rare here. I haven't played with it. I think it has been played against me like once. I think it's at its best in a blue-green deck, because that archetype has a lot more... Well, I guess black-green can have also stuff that leave your graveyard. But anyway, I'll take it here to test it. The 5-drop is something I can... I can have other 5-drops too. Now, this pack has a Drownyard Amalgam. Also, it has a Crawl from the Cellar. I don't think I have a lot of zombies now, only one. It's the Grizzly Goal. There's a Pestilent Wolf, which is a completely reasonable 2-drop. So if I am black-green, I would want to have, of course, the 2-drop. But then again, Crawl from the Cellar is really good. It also does work with the Willow Geist, because, it makes cards leave my graveyard. So I think I'll take the Crawl from the Cellar. I'm assuming I get some random 2-drops later on, especially if green is not going to be a very drafted archetype here. I will get those, and as you can see here. By the way, there are a couple of decent blue cards too, so maybe I could be black-blue still, but I'm gonna want to test my chances to get the black-green on other uncommon at pick number 9. Anyway, here the Outland Liberator is the better 2-drop, of course, but still Timberland Guide would be a completely serviceable 2-drop as well. But anyway, I'll get the on-curve play here. I want to have, okay, there's a Rise of the Ants. I'm definitely taking that. Or with another Bat Whisperer or something like a Snarling Wolf. And now the moment of truth. Do I get the black, green, golden uncommon or not? And I did. So that's really worth it. There's also a Silver Bolt, which would be fine. And there's No Way Out, which is not that bad. Howl of the Hunt is like okay, not exciting. But the Diagraph Rebirth is definitely the reason I picked the Grizzly Goal in the first place. And now I got kind of rewarded for doing that. Now Dryad's Revival. Well, it does combine with the Willow Geist, but it is really slow. I think I'm taking the Bird Admirer. I like it as a nice defensive card. Blade Brand is not exciting. I'll take this one because it is the kind of 3-drop that you can have, you know, to buy more time to get your kind of late game stuff active. And of course, I do have a lot of late game stuff here. I'll take the Return to Nature here for sideboard purposes. And here, Blood Pact, Howl of the Hunt. The Howl is of course better than the Bramble Armor. I'm just thinking about if I want to have the card draw spell instead, but maybe I'll take the Howl, but maybe start it with it in the sideboard. Okay, if I'm finding something I want to actually absolutely splash, I could use the Path to the Festival, but look at this pack now. Actually has a bunch of decent cards. The Death Bonnet Sprout, I like it quite a bit too. Diagraph Horde, of course, fantastic 5-drop. Probably better common 5-drop than the green common 5-drops are, even though this has smaller stats, but the abilities make up for it quite nicely. Anyway, I don't even have a playset of the Meathook Massacre, so even if this was an off-color Mythic Rare, I would be picking it, but obviously it's an on-color Mythic Rare and actually a crazy bomb, because it's a Wrath effect. You can control the size of it, so you can get some nice board clear so that some of your creatures maybe survive. Anyway, it's an amazing card and a Mythic Rare, which I'm taking for collection completion purposes, so a pretty nice pickup there. So again, it seems like the deck is pretty strong black and green deck. The previous black and green deck I had, and I think it was my previous, I had a best of 1 draft. It was a blue-black deck. I think the draft before that was a traditional draft, and I had a black-green deck there. It didn't work that well. Alright, Light Up the Night is of course very good. Also splashable. I could maybe take the Path to the Festival. I mean, play and then have it here. But I think I'll just take the Ecstatic Awakener. It's just so good. Yeah. I don't have a lot of ways to... I mean, do I have any Decayed Zombie generating? I don't actually have, but I still like the card quite a bit. I don't really like splashing. I want to have a consistent mana base, and when you don't splash, you have, of course, a better chance to achieve exactly that. Am I going to take a Covered Cut Purse or something like a 2-drop here? I think I like the Cut Purse slightly more. I won't always be able to use the destroy effect, of course, but sometimes I can, and it's great in that case. And even if I don't, I get a 3-mana 2/1, of course an overcosted card, but it has the disturb option, so not bad. I'll take it. And there is another Grizzly Gold. There's a Defender Celestus. Yeah, well, the Grizzly Gold is going to be the pick. I think it's the better card. I do like the Defender Celestus though, but let's take the good uncommon now. This might come back, but it would be pick 12. It's quite late, so maybe someone would pick this because they don't have anything else for their own archetype, perhaps. Alright, so here there's another Bat Whisperer, but now I already have one of them, and I have 2 other 4-drop creatures here. I don't necessarily want to load up on the 4-drops too much, and there's a completely reasonable sideboard card in Plummet. And in best of 3, I always want to have access to Plummet in my green decks. Okay, well, I'm basically given only 4-drops as an option. I don't like the Behemoth that much. Shadow Beast Sighting is gonna be the card I wanna have here, but one thing I'm actually missing here is Eccentric Farmer. I really wish I would get some of those. And yes, it is another 4-drop, but I mean, there wasn't really better options there. I could pick the random 3-drop, but I guess the silver bolt is what I need. I actually don't have a removal here much at all. And this occultist will be decent 2-drop. It also works with the ecstatic awakener, and I think I just want to have something that I can cast on turn 2, although this is not really doesn't have a very big impact on the board. Alright, Death Bonnet Sprout over the other stuff. Easy pick here. And another plummet for the sideboard. Or there is a duress, so which is more likely because duress is not a card you often sideboard in. Plummet, I could see sideboarding 2 of those, but I guess I'll take the duress still. Okay, I got these 2-drop. That's fantastic. And another duress now. And I get the Bat Whisper. I'm gonna put one of the Bat Whisperers now. Okay, I got 3 duresses, so I guess I should have been picked the plummet number 2 there. If I had paid more attention to how many duresses I saw earlier in that pack. Well, anyway, here Tainted Adversary. Again, a mythic rare I have at 0 copies, and it's an uncolored one, and it's a pretty darn good card. A 2-mana 2/3 death, that's great value for the mana cost, and then when later in the game when you can use the the extra payments, it's gonna be fantastic. So yeah, pretty amazing that I get to open 2 uncolored mythic rares in packs 2 and 3 here. Yeah, and I might get something like a Death Bonnet Sprout here still back, or maybe even the, well, I don't think the Diecraft Horde is coming back, but well, I mean, obviously taking the mythic rare here. And there's another bomb, but this is not a mythic and it's not a splashable card, so I'm not taking that. But I think there is an interesting question here now, because there are 2 5-drops. I like both of them quite a lot, but I think the Burly Breaker might just be better than a Diecraft Horde here. It's just such a big creature. Now this is a fantastic, and the exiling effect is really good too, but I just think the size here is just too large to ignore, especially when you make it into night. Yeah, I guess I could pick either of these, but I just slightly prefer this thing. If you would want to take a black common 5-drop instead, that would be, I'm not gonna argue against that. Alright, so do I want to have the random 3-drop? I don't really think it's something I necessarily want to have here. The Heirloom Mirror, not really that good either. It's a pretty slow and clumsy one. I think I'm just gonna be a bit greedy here and just take the Rockfall Whale here for 20 gems. I don't think I'm gonna use those cards there, not even as a sideboard option. Alright, Defenestrate pick 4 here, very fantastic. I get some removal here. Happy to take that here. And Turn the Earth, Path, Shady Traveler. I think I could take the 3-drop here still. I quite like it. 2/3 menace, and which can be a 4/4 menace, and 4/4 menace is huge for 3 mana. I quite think I should take that. This is not the kind of card I necessarily need here. It does combine with the Willow Geist, but I'd like the 3-drop more. I think the only thing I need here is like a Evolving Wilds to make the mana slightly better, but I guess you can't have it all. I already have 2 very good mythic rares. Okay, Timberland Guide versus nothing of interest. Good curve filler there, and then I have 1 Hole of the Hunt here. I don't think I'm ever gonna have 2 of them. I'll just take the uncommon. I'm being greedy here. Another Shady Traveler, why not? And Shadow Beast Sighting and the 2-drop is still the options. Let's see if I need the 2-drop here for curve reasons. I have a bunch of 2-drops now. I'm not actually sure if I want to take the Shadow Beast Sighting, but I think I'll take it. I may be a bit greedy, but I'm gonna cut the Bat Whisperer now. And I still got the 2-drop here. Okay, fine. That's actually fantastic. Yeah, the Shadow Beast Sighting is better than the Bat Whisperer for sure. So I have now 4 4-drops, which are all pretty decent quality. I'm not gonna sideboard this in. I never want to exile a card from the graveyard that much. And here just some cards. Okay, more of these. So again, it seems like this is a black-green deck that is pretty good one. Now I'm lacking a bit of removal, but I did get the defenestrate, and I have the silver bolt, and I have the mass removal here. But yeah, I could have something like even some of the green fight or bite effects, but I didn't see them, so I don't have them now. Alright, so the sideboard here, I won't be putting these cards in the main deck. I have to cut 2 cards. This is definitely a 17 land deck. I mean, I guess it could even be an 18 land deck, but I think 17 shall suffice. In the end, I have about 7 cards that cost at least 4 mana. So 16 cards that cost 3 or less. Oh, the mythics massacre though is usually... Well, yeah, I guess I won't be playing this for 3 that often, but I guess it's an option. It's an option. Alright, anyway, a couple of cuts here. How many zombies I have? Because the crawl from the seller's value does depend on the amount of zombies. Because the +1/+1 counter is quite big here. So I have about 3 zombies, a couple of grizzly golds, and then the last one is the tainted adversary, I think. And I don't actually have ways to make those decayed zombies other than the adversary. How good is going to be the Willowgeist? Because at the 1 mana 1/1, it's not that good. But if I make it to be at least a 2/2, it's fine. So the things that combine with it, well, it's the Death Bonnet Hulk, so when this transforms, it does combine with it. That's not always going to happen. Crawl from the Cellar does combine with it. And Disturb creature, these flashback costs, but those are very expensive. Yeah, all the flashback costs are very expensive. So I took the Willowgeist, maybe hoping to get. I mean, one I didn't actually mention it, but this one card this really combines well with is a green common. It's the Eccentric Farmer, because if you have a land to return, of course it will grow with this thing. I mean, this will grow with that effect. So if I had got like 2 of those, I would be more interested in running this. But I think it's a pretty easy cut now. I don't really need a 1 mana 1/1 here now. I will cut one other card. I think I will play the Occultist if for nothing else reason. If for no else reason, the fact that I can at least sacrifice that to the Awakener quite easily. And okay, what is the final cut? I do want to play all the expensive stuff in here. By the way, this doesn't, of course, always cost 5, because this has the cost reduction mechanic here. So I could easily see this costing only 3 mana when you attack with something and 3 creatures trade. Then this will be a 3 mana, and that's gonna make this card playable even if I'm stuck at 3 lands. Alright. However, I'm thinking about the crawl from the cellar, but it is still card advantage. I mean, is some of the 3-drop something I don't want to play? I kind of like my creature curve here. I wouldn't want to cut any of that, but then again, all the expensive stuff is just very good too. I want to have the removal. I guess that the decision here is between the Occultist and the crawl from the cellar in the end. Now, this is the kind of way to give you, more cards. It is a 2-for-1 in the end and it's not even that expensive. The first cast is only 1 mana, and the second cast being 4 is still okay. And you don't have to be able to give the counter, but it would be nicer if you can. So I think I could also cut one of the Shady Travelers here. It's a thing that could be happening, but maybe I'll just want to make sure I can curve out nicely. I have a couple of 1-drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-drops. All these 4-drops. Yeah, look at the creature curve, and of course all the blue bar here in the 4-drop slot is of course creatures, because it's just the sorcery spells that create a 4/4 token. And yeah, I'm lacking interaction, but I have some big creatures here, and that might be enough here. And I have an early place too, so opponent playing like a, well, let's say blue and having a lot of bounce and counter spells, I might still maybe get under them with my early plays here, who knows. I will at least have this as a main deck. I have of course options too. For example, sideboard Duress is against the spell heavy blue-black deck. It's not a bad sideboard option in that case. But yeah, how about the lands? 13 green, 12 black, a double caster green, okay, and double caster black. They are all quite expensive though, so I don't have to worry about it too much. I guess because I have 2 double caster greens, I maybe play more green. I suppose I also have one extra green card here. Yeah, okay, I'll play 9. I wish I had Evolving Wilds here, but I will play 9 first here now. And 8 swamps. Like so. I'm on the draw here, but I have 1 drop, 2 drop. If I can find a land, maybe it's okay. Silver Bolt is, I can activate it at 3 lands. So, yeah, let's hope to draw 1 land, and that's hopefully going to be good enough here. I mean, if I do miss my 3rd land drop, that will be bad. That's another 3 mana spell, so if I do draw the 3rd land, I have more stuff to play here. But now this could be bad. Spellrune Painter, okay. Alright, that's good. That's very good. So first of all, what I can do is I can attack with both of these. I think I won't mind a side... sorry, if I attack with both, of course they can't block the Awakener because I can just make it into a 4/4 and draw a card by sacrificing the Pestilent Wolf. Basically, I will eat this for free. And then, if they block the Pestilent Wolf, I will just trade with them. I activate the Death Touch, and it's fine. It will become even night, which is good for me because I have a couple of werewolves in here. So let's just do this. It's possible they won't block at all. Or they want me to use mana and, okay, they don't. So this is also a very good outcome for me, because I can just play my 3-drop now. But yeah, this thing has the triggered ability, so basically I can't, if they attack I won't be blocking here now. It's too risky. Moonveil Regent, okay. Oh, that's not great at all. Big flyer. It's not a werewolf, so I can't kill it with the Silver Bolt. So I think it's still the same outcome. I will just do this. And most likely if they're gonna trade here. Well, that's fantastic. They get to ping me for 1, but interesting. It will become night, but now this is a 3/4, but it gets +2/+2 per trigger. And they have a burn dagger, so that was very good for the opponent now, of course. Now I can kill this. If I just draw a land, I will just immediately kill it. Please, yes. Because this does kill a werewolf, which is, a bit unfair, but it is what it is. They decided to print this kind of a common in this set. Cavern Dawn Guard, that's gonna be good. They will get cards from that thing. But that's only gonna happen when someone double spells. Alright, well, pretty easy stuff here. Then, and of course, well, this will be a 8/7 if they don't double spell, but I guess they can easily double spell here. They did not. Alright, so let's see what they have here. They did play no spells whatsoever, which is a bit weird here, I think. Huh. I get my 4/4s here. Do they play anything at all this turn cycle? They had a Electric Revelation. Interesting that they didn't do that on their own turn, because they might have been able to double spell and get this trigger. But I guess they're gonna double spell now. They got to exile one of the Shadow Beast sightings. Okay, I can live with that. Sun Gold Sentinel can exile stuff from my graveyard when it attacks. So I guess I won't be having the other Shadow Beast siding either. They do double spell now, with that thing even. Okay. So now they get to pick a card from top 3. They have a Celestus Sanctifier. Defenestrate is good. So this gets a... Well, it first of all does recover Coven, which they don't have. Hexproof, but it requires white, which they don't have currently. So I'm supposed to just... attack with both here. And see how they block. I'm not interested in... I mean, let's see. I could just kill the Sentinel and then they take 8 here. They're not gonna jump block. But if they trade with the Sentinel, what can I do here? I can't play both the Defenestrate and the Sprout because this has Ward 1. So I would have to use all the mana for this. But I still kinda like the idea that... Okay, fine. I made a... I mean, I think I do this. After all. And I can now play the Sprout here. It's day, so it won't become night or anything. They don't get a trigger here. I think that was the easy decision after all. Now they have to deal with the 4/4. How many creatures I have here? 1, 2... Okay, so if I mill a creature, this will transform. Let's see if that happens. They can use the How much did you courage? It will get Vigilance until end of turn. I'm just taking 4 here now. And let's see what else they want to do here. Search party captain, draw a card. Anything else? Nothing else. Didn't mill a creature, but I do of course have the covered cut purse here. So they have to block the 4/4 actually. Yeah, they have to jump the other one and then I can use a Burly Prey, the Diagraph Rebirth to return. There's actually nothing that amazing to return. But let's just attack now. Because they are forced to do this exact thing here. Wait a minute, why would I do that? They just blocked the 1/1 and died, instead of jump blocking the 4/4 and survived. Alright then. That was a legal play. Moonveil Regent. Did I see any other flyer? Because I do have a Plummet in the sideboard. I will have to keep in mind the Blessed Defiance. Moonveil Regent. It's just one card. I really wouldn't want to sideboard Plummet if I saw only one target for it. Duress. I didn't see enough stuff to make Duress a card I want to have. I also like, all these cards in here. I guess the Novice Occultist I could sideboard out if I wanted to have the Plummet in, but I didn't see... I mean, they do play white, but I just didn't see any other flyer here. No. I suppose I'm just keeping the same deck exactly. Let's learn more about their deck. If I don't win this game, I get to still sideboard for game 3. Okay, might miss a 3-drop here, but it's still a fine hand. The Grizzly Goal, of course, would be a lot better when you get to make it enter with counters, but a 4/3 is like not the worst thing in the world. Okay, there's that. Well, I can block the Sentinel, it's a 3/2, only 2 toughness. Crasher, okay, I guess they are not attacking then. Yeah, the Sentinel is pretty good here. Okay, that's basically a free attack. Oh, they even chose not to attack. I would never have blocked it. It's too risky, way too risky. Alright, so this needs more black to be able to get the effect, but I suppose there's no rush here. Am I supposed to just play... I mean, if I attack with the Awakener and I activate it, then they might have some kind of response. I'm just playing this now. Whatever. I don't want to play into their tricks. A 4-3 is fine. They have a kill for that, which is also fine. They do get to exile it if they attack with a Sentinel. But then again, they must have something for the Pestilent Wolf or a pump spell or something to make the Sentinel not die, and they chose not to attack. So now I do have the 5 mana, but sadly not 2 black to pay the additional 3 mana here. I would want to make this a 3/4 and get, you know, a couple of decayed zombies. Also would want to make this thing, you know, a bit bigger. So I think what I'm doing here now, I'm just playing the Shady Traveler. Opponent isn't playing any spells, so if they're not playing any spells, it's gonna become night, and that's good for me. They have a spell, Homestead Courage. All right. So let's see how it goes. Another Festival Crasher. So they are kind of a red-white spells deck with these triggers. This is, I mean, I had one of these decks myself, and that was pretty good. Now I got the Tainted Adversary here. Now I also have the Rise of the Ants. The thing is just that of course, that they might exile it with this, because when it attacks, they get to exile stuff. And I can just play this thing, get a you know, couple of decayed zombies, and then I can eat one of them with the Ecstatic Awakener here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just thinking about the attack. This has menace, but they can just double block with the crashes. Not much point in doing that. So let's do this and pay the trigger once. No one has attacked even once. That's a funny game of limited. But now I will start attacking. Purifying Dragon deals 2 damage to zombies. 1 damage to any creature, 2 to a zombie. Well, I can use the Ecstatic Awakener in response. Anyway, what I'm doing here now is probably it's time to attack with some guys. I might actually start, you know, raising here. I'm doing like this and see what they do. Now they do have some triggers for the Festival Crashes. I have to be, you know, kind of careful here. But if they take all this, I can play the Grizzly Goal here. Oh, they go for the. Now that's fantastic for me. Now that trade is gonna happen. I think I'm gonna make the Grizzly Goal quite large here now, because I can eat a decayed zombie. They can pick off one of the decayed zombies for free. I don't care about that, because I have still a land drop, so I can play the goal. So this means 1, 2, 3 creatures dying. That's pretty fantastic. That is pretty fantastic. Defenestrate doesn't kill the dragon, but it's fine. This is pretty good turn. They take 7 damage also. I get what, a 7/6 trampler here. And then being able to ping with a 2/2 here is really not a big deal at all. Okay, they have a. I guess they have the 5 mana burn spell, but that's really. I mean, they just had to use the entire turn to deal with that, and they can't deal with my board here. That's too much for them. So they are tapped out, so these will be 1/3. So I think I'll just. Well, I have a couple of options, of course. I can defenestrate and attack with all. They can't block the Meniscite. They would take. Well, I don't think I would be attacking with the zombie here, but then I can play the Shady Traveler. I can still attack with all. They will double block the Shady Traveler, take 7, and then I have a Rise of the Ants, which is going to be good too. I think I will save the Defenestrate for something else. So I'm just I guess I could attack with the Decayed Zombie in that case, because they get a free kill on it otherwise, and if they want to block the Shady Traveler, they need to block with both of these guys. So this will actually deal 2 to the opponent. That can be relevant here. So let's make it like this and play the Rise of the Ants. Or are they gonna jump block here? That would be completely acceptable if they choose to jump block the 4/4 now. Nope. Now they have a lot to deal with. I get to even gain a couple of life here. So they wouldn't be able to win me with any kind of combination. Okay, Enduring Angel is gonna give them an additional turn here. That is really good for them. So it has double strike, defenestrate. How do I do this? So this will come back transformed, and they will have opponent will have 3 life, and then this will be a 3/3. It will double their life total. I will take actually 10 damage. Wow, that's gonna be tough because I will. Oh, I'm actually almost dying. If they have any other effect to give them. Oh no, this no. I think I will. If they use the Homestead Courage to pump one of these, because the problem is that they attack with this thing and they will have, of course, doubled life total. So this will be a 6/6 in that case, and this will be a 4/3. So that's 10. If they use this, that's 11 damage. All right. So how do I do this? Definitely need to make this thing to transform, so it has to block someone. Now if they and that's a necessary thing, that it has to block. Well, no, it doesn't have to block anyone. Actually, no, if this thing dies, then it won't be transforming, of course. Oh, so I can force them to block some of these guys, right? Wait a minute, the double strike, it can kill someone with the double strike. No, it actually... Yeah, it's not gonna work on the way I want it to, I think. Wait a second, so I'm gonna attack with... this really requires some thinking now. So how do I do it so that... If I kill one of these Festival Crashers, the Festival Crasher number... This is gonna block that. They're gonna be at 2. This has to block the adversary though. Doesn't it die then in that case? I mean, it's not that hard. No, it doesn't have to. They don't have to block with it at all, right? Whatever. I'm just still doing it like this. Doesn't matter really, I guess. Yeah, they don't have to block with the Angel at all. That's the thing. They don't actually have to block with the Festival Crasher either now. That would be just nonsense. Oh, they can do that. Why did I why did I mess it like that? I just lost my the Menisci for no reason. That was just a bad thing. I don't know why did I do that, but yeah, facing this mythic rare angel it's too much text. So I shouldn't have attacked with the Shady Traveler, I don't think. But yeah, let's see now if I die or not, because they can deal me with the cards I have knowledge about. They can deal 11 now. It might not be relevant that I sacrificed my Shady Traveler here. Yep, that is going to make me take the that's 6. Yeah, this should be a 7 power creature if they attack with it. But of course they have a pump spell, so fine. Okay. So that's what their deck is about. Now I at least saw a lot of flyers, so at least 3 flyers in their deck. So Plummet is going in the deck. How about all the tricks they have? Should I have a Duress in here? I think I want to have like 1 Duress, just to maybe see what's up when they are, having cards in their hand. It's only gonna be bad if they have no cards at all. And based on the number of tricks I saw them, they will most often have cards in their hand. So I will cut the Novice Occultist, and I will cut something else to... what would that be then? None of the cheap cards. I want to play my cheap cards here. Shady Traveler. I guess the Shady Traveler is the least impressive one here. Yeah, man, that well, not that said, I have a couple of mythic rares in my deck, but the Angel was really nasty because I think that was like one of the few cards in their format that was able to, because it bought them that one turn, and then they had to, the flying victory there, so that was really nasty. Anyway, this is a decent hand. I have a 1-drop, 2-drop. This is completely fine play at turn 2, you don't have to wait until you have like 5 mana. And if I want to, I can maybe even eat the adversary, especially because I might want to draw some other plays to make here. Let's see what they have. A Festival Crasher. They basically can't block now. So, oh, that has Death Touch. Why would they ever do that? They don't realize it has Death Touch. Wow. Just wow. Spellrune Painter. So still I could... I guess I'm gonna keep the adversary for a while here now. I mean, I can make this into a 4/4, but I do like this. Maybe it's a quite valuable card here now. So again, they don't have a good block, so they will take 3, and I will play the Shadow Beast siding. Okay, that works too. I get a card here, and I get to eat this thing. Now I don't get to play the sighting hand. They might have a removal spell, but that was a +1 card for me. Borrowed time to deal with that. Okay. I have still plays to make here. Should I play the... I can make day happen, but I don't know if I want to make day happen. But I guess I'll play the Silver Bolt. Who knows, maybe I need the mana. I might be, short 1 mana if I leave this in my hand. Just don't exile the Shadow Beast siding. I'm actually 1 land away from recasting it, but they have the white rare that could exile it. Okay, Plummet can deal with that. Not sure if I want... Oh, yeah, you know what, it can deal with it too. Because the Angel is so good, although the Angel dies to... Now this is actually an interesting thing. The Angel dies to Silver Bolt as well, unless they have a trick available. The 4/4 dragon doesn't die to a Silver Bolt. But then again, if they don't have another flyer, the Plummet will be just nonsense. This can kill all of their stuff. So I think it's making more sense just to deal with the Plummet here. And next turn I can, if nothing else, I can play the Shadow Beast siding from my graveyard if they don't get to exile it. Okay, they have a 2/2. That's gonna be able to trade with the Pestilent Wolf. Probably I'm not gonna offer the trade here. Oh, I am now. I am now. So yeah. Let's do this. I can even actually do it so that I kill the Festival Crasher to make this even bigger. Again a 7/6 Trampler. And they have the Angel, but this time they hopefully... Well, it's... this is actually nasty. This has double strike. They could have a +3. No, it's a +2. Yeah, if I cast Duress, I can't cast the Shadow Beast siding. So maybe I'll just see what is their trick here. That's only plus... Yeah, it's still gonna be a trade here, so that's completely fine. They even get a couple of points of trample damage here. Because that's only gonna be a +2, +3, +3 if the target is a human. So now they are at, 0 cards for life facing 2 4/4s, so pretty easy here. Alright, so Plummet did work there. I had a target for it. Okay, on the draw again. But a very nice hand. 1, 2, 3 drops here. 3. Basically the optimal in most limited decks. You want to have 3 lands, both colors available. And of course, if you also have a mana curve of 1, 2, 3, it's gonna be great. Now that first tracker, basically laughs at the dead bonnet sprout. But the value of the sprout is that it will at some point become a 3/3. So I don't have to be able to block with it. Okay, that's milled that thing, that's fine. Let's attack. If they have a 3, I don't care. Are they really wanting to block here? I don't think. They do want to actually block that thing. That's fine. My 1-drop traded with their 2-drop. That's completely fine. It wasn't even like going to transform anytime soon because it needs 3 creatures in my graveyard to do that. Sanctifier. Alright. Okay, so I'm probably just gonna trade with the Sanctifier, which is completely fine. I don't mind. Of course, they could choose to not block here, which is fine for me too. Even if I miss a 4th land drop, I have a couple of cards to play. Actually, 3 cards to play here. Oh, there's a mountain. Light up the night. Well, that's a bummer, but basically it was just a removal spell now. Now they are ahead in the race. I do like to get the land here, but I think it's time to, be on the defensive here. I'm not winning the race, and I have a good late game here with the 5-drop and with the 7 mana spell here. So I should just not play the Occult Purse, but play the Shady Traveler here and leave the Pestilent Wolf. I can block the 3/2 with the Pestilent Wolf. And if they make night happen, the Traveler will also transform here. Okay, they have a way to fix their splash. Makes sense to run this card when they are splashing for red. They did scry a card to top. So that's something they want to have. Hopefully I will draw a forest. Swamp would be annoying. It would be still okay because that gets me closer to the Shadow Beast siding, but I do have 9 forests and 8 swamps in the deck, so it would be annoying to have 5 lands and not have the double green spell as a castable one. Alright then, so the thing is, I have the covered cut purse here, so I think I could attack with the Shady Traveler. They can double block it, because it has many, so they have to double block it. And then I can kill both of those. They can play the Chaplain, of course, but that's inevitable. They're gonna at some point be able to play the Chaplain from the graveyard. It will be a 2-power first strike flyer. So if I attack with both and they don't block, then I'll just play the Pestilent Wolf. I can't play both of my 2-drops though. I guess I hope they are going to... Well, I'm gonna play the Pestilent Wolf and that's good enough. So I'm assuming they do double block the Shady Traveler though, which will allow me to cast the Cut Purse because I will choose this like this. I kill the Chaplain and deal 1 damage to the Sanctifier. If nothing weird happens in here. And then the Sanctifier dies with the covered Cut Purse, because it was dealt damage. So they do have this first strike thing, which is... oh, they have also Rise of the Ants. Well, so do I, but I am unable to draw anything here. This is pretty annoying, actually. I don't want to trade my Pestilent Wolf to a 3/3, especially when I have to use 3 mana for it. There's no point giving the counter to someone else now. This will be actually tough when they have the Rise of the Ants. They will also be getting the 8 lands because they already have the path to the festival here, so they can just get the 7th by casting that one, so they need to draw only 1 more. And now I can double block if I want to. I think I have to, because I'm not taking 6 here. If they have a 3 here though, that will be horrible, but I don't want to lose 2 creatures. If I can just trade with 1, that's fine. That's okay. So now let's get a forest, please. There's the Chapelgeist. Good. So this thing having first strike means I can't attack with either of these. I could play the Timberland Guide and give this a counter to, be able to attack, but that just makes no sense when I can do just this thing. But yeah, they do have a flyer here. They can start dealing 2 per turn. That said, they don't have a land here yet. So my point is that they won't be able to cast the flashback for Rise of the Ants quite yet. They can play the Path to the Festival. Oh, they actually have multiple of these. Okay, so their deck is really focused on the ramp and splashing, which is, of course, not so bad necessarily here. Now they can double block the Burly Breaker. Even more stuff. I have my own Rise of the Ants now, so there is that. So am I willing to double, trade with 2 of their guys? The problem is they will just block with the Cathar Commando and the Morning Patrol here. And the Morning Patrol, comes back as a 2-power flyer here still. So that is really annoying. But I'm just thinking that when there's gonna be a night, because they are gonna cast the, either they draw a land. Well, no, they will cast at least the Path to the Festival from the graveyard, if nothing else. So it's not gonna be a night on the, the opponent doesn't make it night. And am I gonna, miss making a play here? That seems really bad. I don't have to attack with the Burly Breaker, of course. So maybe... Fine. I won't be attacking with it right now. But yeah, when they have those flyers, that is of course bad for me. Ren 7. Okay. Alright then. Don't think I can beat that. Even if I draw a defenestrate here, which I didn't. Yeah, this is too much stuff in here. Ren 7 will win the game. They don't even need another token. The 1 token is already gonna be enough. Yeah, I'm slightly surprised they chose not to attack with the flyer in here. But I wasn't gonna beat the Ren 7 there. Do I want to have a Duress? Duress can well deal with something like a Light Up the Night. We can get maybe the Ren 7. I think I might want to have the Whole of the Hunt because of the stuff in here. It might be useful. I'm gonna actually have the trick here. And maybe I will have the 1 Duress here. If I can pick up the Ren 7, that would be good. Maybe it's worth it. Anyway, I think that Novice Occultist, I'm gonna sideboard that one out. I haven't seen the Meat Hook Massacre in any of my games. Now I'm thinking about the Duress here. Is that going to be good? Crawl from the cellar. A bit slow maybe. Do I care about the Bird Admirer against like this kind of a deck? It won't be able to push through. It can block a flyer, but I don't think I care about it. So I think I'm gonna cut the Bird Admirer and have 1 Duress here, just to maybe have a bit more information. And pick hopefully something relevant from the hand. Not great, but I'm gonna still keep it because the Shadow Beast siding with 5 lands does mean that I will be able to get to 7 land, most likely. And if I don't, I will just, draw so many spells that I'm pretty happy here. But yeah, this could risk a bit of flooding here. Now the opponent has fixing in order here. The land milling that was good, but of course the deck had another land on top of the deck. So that's now 6, 7... I have 10 lands and 21 non-lands left. Milled a land, drew a land, so there were actually 4 lands on top of my deck. Now I have 2, 7... do I have only... wait a minute, 5, 9... I have 8 lands. I have 8 lands. Okay, now I milled a card. Very good one though. Well, I'm not gonna offer a trade with the 1/1, and I want to play the 4-mana card anyway, so let's do that. I will be getting the 7 lands here now. Yeah, Morbid Opportunist. Another card I actually haven't seen in these games. Well, now I saw it, but it's in the wrong place. they get the red mana here now. I mill another creature, so the next creature will in fact you know, transform the sprout here. Okay, so am I going to attack for 4? Well, they can only attack for 3, so I guess I'll do that. Maybe I should have do rest first to see what's up, but I guess it's too late now. And I will be duressing right now. Let's see if they have something to pick. Well, oh, they do. They do, and that's a lot of cards. Oh man. Defend the Celestus might even be worse than... Now they don't have their second green yet, but they have the path to the festival. They will eventually get the second green. The night, light up the night is just 1 for 1. I might just the Candle Trap. They do have the mana to actually, yeah, they have 2 1 for 1 removals. The Silver Bolt can kill the Death when it's brought. They are a bit, of course, constrained on mana here. Cavernous Silversmith is most likely their play on the next turn, though. Alright, this is really nasty. I would want to take the Light Up the Night, but I think I have to take the Defend the Celestus. That's gonna be so annoying, given what they have here. But I think I'm in big trouble now. I am in big trouble right now. And they drew a 5th land. It was the forest even, so the Defend the Celestus would be active right now. But I'm gonna say that this is too much to handle. I mean, I see my hand, I see their hand, and they have just way too much stuff going on. They can basically kill all I have here. The Candle Trap, they can just exile it the moment they want to, and they have still a bunch of pressure here because they have the Cavernous Silversmith and the Dawnheart Mentor activation. I also drew a land. So I kept a 5-lander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I drew 5 lands in. Well, I didn't draw, but in the top, top 9 cards in the deck, there were 5 more lands. I mean, the only thing I can do is the covered cut purse. I'm not gonna beat this because they have the Silversmith and they have still the Light Up the Night waiting for, you know, finishing me up because it can also target me. The duress was useful, but it just was not enough because they had way more business than I did. But I did keep a 5-lander. It's always a bit risky, but that happened this time. Okay, so I'm at 1-1. I did pick 2 mythic rares in this draft, so if I would be able to win this match, that would be giving me 1,000 gems back and of course 4 packs. I would, by the way, this is a very fantastic hand. I'm on the draw, but that's fine. What was I going to say? I would be calling this draft a massive success if I can find 2 mythic rares and get the 2-1 result. But let's make sure I can actually get there. Am I gonna just trade with the sentry with my 1-1? I have such a good mana curve here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait until 5 mana to do this thing. But I will block the sentry with the Awakener if they are going to attack with it. They chose not to. Now they have mana up though, so that's a bit risky. If they didn't, I would attack with both. Accept the trade. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna attack with the adversary here now because I want to attack on the next turn when I can play this post combat. So I think when they have mana up, I want to see what's up, and I will just play the Traveler here. Maybe it's a counter spell, maybe it's a bounce spell. No reason to attack with anyone right now. They have a Bounding Wolf. Okay. Now next turn I will attack with the adversary, and if they block it I get to have a 6-5 Trampler for 4. And not the sentry. Okay, that's something I don't mind at all. I can offer even more trades here. I mean, I can attack with the Shady Traveler too. That's gonna be greedy, but... because they can double block with the Bounding Wolf and the Harvest-Tide Sentry. They will lose the Wolf, they will lose the Sentry. And I will have a, what? 8-7 Trampler. Hey, it's worth it. That's definitely worth it. If they double block. Now they can just take 4 here. That's also possible. And then I have to decide what I want to do, but I'm hoping they make some kind of blocks at least. But yeah, they could take 4 because they are having 9 power on the battlefield, so I'm not going to leave a lot of defenses here. But let's see. Because playing this as a 4-3 would be quite bad when all of their creatures have a 3 power here. So that would be the worst outcome. But I guess I have the option to, yeah, they chose that line. So I do have this option here, which I have to do now. Play the Silver Bolt, leave the Awakener up now. Because if they attack, I can block with the Awakener and make it into a 4-4. I'm gonna sacrifice the... okay, they have that. They are not gonna attack then. That's actually pretty good. They can't attack. Why did they pre-combat Candlelit Cavalry? Definitely now with the full information available, they don't have a good attack. They can force 6 damage, but they will... basically, what happens here, one of these guys will trade with one of their guys, but I will also draw a card, and this becomes a 4-4. So now the question is, well, of course, this will be slightly harder to block with Coven available, but... do I want to block the 1 toughness creature or the 2 toughness creature? This has reach, it's not relevant here. I guess I could have sacrificed first to see what I draw. That might have affected my choice here. But whatever. They don't have a Coven yet, but they will easily have it. Any creature that has 2 or 1 or 4 power will give Coven. So maybe I'm doing this just in case. And I'm gonna lose the Shady Traveler. The Death Toucher is definitely more valuable here. And now, if I attack with the adversary, they are not going to block it. But then I have a Pestilent Wolf here, which I can play and, you know, leave mana up for the Death Touch. Of course, if they do choose to block, that gives me a big Grizzly goal. But I don't think they're gonna do that. I will do this. I have the Death Touch activation up, and I have the Silver Bolt activation up too. Okay, they have nothing. I guess it's time to use the Silver Bolt again on that. Who's gonna... maybe now I can take the 2 toughness creature. Are they just flooding out here? It is night now, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so because this has the activation of Death Touch, I should just attack with both of these. Although, well, I can play the Shadow Beast Sighting. If they take 4, that's good. I'm just hoping that they block at least one of these guys with the Sentry. I mean, a Tainted Adversary, that is. And now I can, unless they have a counter spell, I can play a 6-5 here. They did not. So now if they attack, I'll just actually take the damage here. Well, they have a lot of these guys, but it's not gonna be good enough now. They have to simply block my stuff now. Probably both. And I have the Shadow Beast Sighting now, and which will be also... I have a couple of 4-4s here, and I can play another 4-4 on the next turn, so... I mean, I'm flooding out here a bit too. They have 8 lands, so do I. Unless the card in their hand is also a land. I could play the Burly Breaker, but I feel like I don't want to show it to them. I'm clearly winning here now. There's no mass removal for these colors, so there's no... I can't imagine a card that would save them. Okay, so blue-green, which had a pretty much a focus on, you know, most of the cards I saw. I mean, all of the cards I saw were green. I didn't see any blue cards, so 3 of these 3 ones. Candlelit Cavalry, Bounding Wolf. Huh. I didn't see any of their blue cards, so I don't know what that might be. So definitely no need for duress yet, because I saw no targets. Well, no pickable cards for it. Of course, duress targets the player, but you get the point. I'm thinking about the whole of the hunt, because that can be good in these kind of creature, battles. I like the whole of the hunt, and I think the Novice Occultist is again the card I'm gonna lose. Now I could play the Crawl from the Cellar too, but maybe it is not that necessary. Although I could maybe... Yeah, I'm not sure how good the Bird Admirer is gonna be. It's not gonna be as good as the 2-3, I don't think. I'm gonna cut it, and maybe I will play the Crawl from the Cellar. Okay, let's do that. A little bit more late game here, I suppose. It could be a ground stall situation or something like that. Okay, again, a nice hand. I also have the Morbid Opportunist here that I might be able to use. Even got the 2-drop here, so this is just fantastic. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 again if I draw the 4th land. And here, there's not really point. No, what's the chance that... I think I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna attack here, offer the trade, and then that's fine. Then I just play the 2-2. But if they would have taken it, I would have actually played the Timberland Guide so that I would have given the counter to the Awakener post-combat. Because then I could have eaten the 1-1 and have a 5-5 and all that. Anyway, now that I'm definitely just having the Morbid. Now I could attack and have the whole of the hunt here active too, but I think a better idea is just to play the Opportunist in here. And not even I'm gonna leave this as a blocker. And then next turn I maybe can use the whole of the hunt somehow. Okay, this is actually good because I can just use the covered cut purse here. So I will attack with this guy. If they block, I will draw a card and kill the 4-4. They choose not to block, which also, makes sense. But I have my own Shadow Beast siding here, so it doesn't matter. But if they did block, I had a good plan for that too. Okay, mostly green deck seems like. Candlelit Cavalry. Okay, this is why I have the Howl of the Hunt, because I could have this kind of a 4-4 versus 5-5 battles going on here. Alright, still. Now I can't attack with both of these guys because I can only play one spell this turn. So if they block with their own 4-4 my 2-2 and with the Cavalry they block the 4-4 there, it's going to be not good for me. But do I want to attack with just the 4-4 or just the 2-2? Because one of them is going to attack. Because if they do it so that I attack with the 4-4 and they block with the Candlelit Cavalry, only with that, then I will play the whole of the hunt. If they trade with the 4-4s, that's fine. Yeah, so I think I want to deal more damage here, so I will do this thing. They might just take 4, of course, which is also fine because I have a play. I mean, these don't have vigilance, so I might take a bunch of damage here, but I can just try to raise them. It doesn't seem that bad of an idea. Now this can't be blocked because this has Coven available. Maybe that's something I should have considered. I could just play the Grizzly Coal. That's also something I maybe actually need to do it after all. I can block the 4-4 that way. Fine, let's do it. Let us do it. I will take the 5-5. They have an eccentric farmer, but it's just a 2-3. They have an island, Shadow Beast sighting here. Okay, they will be able to get those sightings here actually. So let's see what they're gonna do now. They just allow me to draw a card here. I will take 8. Can't block this with these guys, so well, that's fine. Oh, they have a startle. No, that's okay. That made things a lot worse now. Okay, now I'm in trouble. now I am in trouble indeed. Especially because I still have only I have three mana cards and 5 mana available there. That's really bad. So now I feel like I'm gonna lose here. I can't raise anymore, so I'm just gonna leave all of these. I hope that I can pick the 5/5 with the whole of the hand. That's my hope here. If they don't have anything for that, that will be good. Otherwise, I will lose. But that's my only chance, so I mean, I'm gonna use my only chance here. They don't attack with a 3/1. Okay, they do, because that makes sense for them to do that thing. Yeah, they can just attack with all of that stuff. So if they don't have anything, I think I'm having a chance here. But yeah, let's pass to blockers first. So how do I do it? I kind of want to eat the 5/5, but I have other options too. I could block the 3/1 with them. With the 4/4, and then I can double block something like the 5/5 with these guys. And then I will save the morbid opportunist. Or if it's, oh, I mean, no, then actually that I can't do. I will take a bunch of damage no matter what. There's no way out of that. But yeah, I guess I need to have my 6/6 to deal with the 4/4s they have there. So that's gonna happen, and I guess this is gonna happen. And then see what they have. They have something, so well, maybe they don't because they had to arrange the blockers there. But yeah, let's do this. The only thing that can allow. Okay, they do have something, so I do lose now. Well, they have something. They didn't choose to use it now, but they have a Might of the Old Ways, which is gonna be a game over for me. Alright, so it went to the last game here. So did I learn anything else? So they have Startle, a Might of the Old Ways, these Shadow Beast sightings. I mean, cards that against which duress does work, but how great that is for me. Can I even draw the Meathook Massacre even once during the event? Also, I think I drew this exactly once. This would be fantastic too. Alright. So the tricks they have there, do I have any? I did have my own trick here, but maybe I care about the, at least seeing what they have up, and I should have a duress, but they don't have that many. On the other hand, stuff like Timberland Guide, they become quickly, irrelevant cards. So I think I might even be able to lose the 2/2 here and play 1 duress. I'll do that. Well, there's the Massacre. But no, nothing else. I think I still gonna make the. I mean, this could backfire so badly if they don't play, a lot of. But they have so many of those 3/1s for 2. I think I'm gonna get value out of the Massacre enough. I'm gonna keep it because I have the lands here, double casters for both colors, and the Massacre to reset. Of course, this would be a completely unkeepable hand if I didn't have the mass removal option here. Okay, that would be good. Might die to the Massacre, but it's also possible I will only play this with X equals 2. I hope they do actually have the 1 toughness creatures or 2 toughness creatures. I definitely don't want them to just pass without having a play. Okay, this is good. That is really good. And I can even... I mean, I guess I can even... Well, let's see what they play. I'm not blocking now because I want to get value from the Massacre. If they are gonna play another one of these kind of stuff, don't play the Eccentric Farmer. No, sadly they did that. Well, so they have the Wolf available. You know what I mean. The Flash Wolf. So I'm not attacking with the Opportunist. And I don't want to play the Death Bonnet Sprout because it's gonna die to the Massacre. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. That's the bounding wolf, so I will block. I will be blocking the bounding wolf in here now if they are giving me the option to do so. Okay, now my massacre will be very good. So I will trade with one of these guys, draw a card, and next turn. Oh yeah, this is insane. So they got to attack with this like that. So I should maybe attack because I'm gonna play massacre with x equals 2 anyway. So I might as well try to, you know, deal 2 damage. They are pretty likely to not block even. I guess I lose like 1. If they do block, I lose some triggers from this thing. Yeah, but I mean it's. I mean in that case, but if they don't, yeah, I get to deal 2 now. If I don't attack, yeah, I will gain 1 life. But yeah, and this is the best outcome now, of course. So this will happen, and then I can play the Death Bonnet Sprout. Everyone will die, except for the Morbid Opportunist. That is insane. I will get to draw my card here, and still have a play available. That said, I don't have that much stuff going on here now, but I do have them. Okay, duress is interesting. Now I could, of course, just you know, defenestrate, but I think I'm gonna attack with the Sprout and use the covered cut purse instead. Although it's likely they won't be blocking. Why would they be blocking? Yeah, I basically lose some damage here. I think I might. I also have the Crawl from the Cellar. This is interesting. I don't have any zombies, so I'm missing currently the +1/+1 counter. But I should maybe see what's up. I will at least learn about the stuff. And there's actually a good thing I can. Yeah, I will not allow them to have the Rise of the Ants. They have the pump spell, but it's really not such a big deal. So now maybe I'll just kill this thing, because I don't see. Although this is good good. Now I'm gonna draw a card and you know, attack for 2. Gain a life, I guess. Can still use the Crawl from the Cellar if I want to, but do I want to? Because the thing is, if I get to mill 1 more creature, this will actually transform, and that's what I want to do. I want it to transform so I can eat the, you know, the flashback cards with the transformed version. So I'm not using the Crawl from the Cellar because I need my graveyard to have creatures now. Well, well, I have all the information. They have nothing here. Diecraft Rebirth. Alright, so. Well, I mean, this is very easy. I'll just play the Grizzly Coal. 4/3 is gonna be good enough in here. Next turn, if they have a land, they might be able to. Well, they will play the Shadow Beast siding, of course. But they have a Candlelit Cavalry instead. That wasn't a creature. That was. So how do I do it? I will attack with these guys and use the covered cut purse. Now this thing is a zombie, actually. I could give that thing a counter, but it's too late now. I actually should have considered that. But they did that, which is good now. Get my card. They lose a life. Yeah, the Meat Hook Massacre was relevant in the final game of the event. I mean, I would have probably lost without this. Of course, I wouldn't have been able to keep the hand I had. I'm not using the Crawl from the Cellar quite yet. Or I guess I could have used it on the Death Bonnet Sprout. Or whatever, I mean, I was gonna beat them anyway with this stuff I had here. But yeah, that was a mistake. On the final turn, because the Death Bonnet Sprout died, I should have used the Crawl from the Cellar before passing, give this thing a counter and get this back, and I even had the mana to cast it. So that was actually, that was like a big mistake in terms of how much better my board position would have been. But now that the opponent had nothing, it didn't make any difference. But if the opponent had a better board, I should have definitely done that. On the other hand, in that case, they probably, if they had like a more of a board state here, then I probably would have thought a bit closer of what to do. I was playing it softly here because I knew I'm gonna win here. Alright, so that was 2 match wins, and like I said, with the 2 mythic race pick, that was fantastic result for my set completion, and in general, of course, a traditional draft at 2 match wins is good. You only lose 500 gems and you get 4 packs. Alright, so we had a black-green deck again, and this time I think this was maybe even better than the last one, thanks to maybe the rares here. And Crystal Goal, yeah, that can be pretty good. It's not ideal, of course, when you play it as a 4-3, but you only need something to trade and to make it the 4-mana 6-5 Trampler, which is quite nice. Yeah, well, I don't think there's not that much else to say about the deck, but also this showed maybe that the best of 3 event with the sideboarding, gives you an additional layer of strategy in limited, of course, because I did a sideboard in Plummet, which was relevant. Duress, well, at least I got to pick something with it. And did I have some other? Yeah, the Hall of the Hunt also was, I think, a reasonable sideboard in some of the games. Alright, so this was the video for now. Claim the prize, and next one will be a Premier Draft. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.